Alright, I want to share some thoughts that I have. Oops. Alright, on my trial coming up. And this will be the trial number 2 for Natchitoches criminal trial. At trial number 1, I was told that when on break in between testimony, a cop, I think it was Officer Miller, it sounded like, walked over to my paperwork and just kind of looked through it, from what I understand. And I'm aware of that, and I need to be careful of that. I don't want them looking through my paperwork at my trial, so any breaks, I think I'll want to bring my paperwork with me. I don't want to leave any paperwork on the desk. That's the impression I have. That's this new way of approaching a city court trial, is safeguarding my paperwork. I need to prepare a thumb drive with all the documents, with all the videos, paper, audio, just all on a thumb drive. What I have right now so far is, I think, 6 gigabytes. And I think this courthouse, the city of Natchitoches courthouse, has improved, making it maybe easier to share evidence, pictures, video, audio on a big screen, bigger speakers. I want to make use of that. I don't have any experience, and that's what's concerning. Is, well, the first time the audio was bad, the video was small, but now it's improved. But I don't have any experience using it as evidence. It's like, that's the unfortunate part of defending myself, is I'll be using it for the first time under pressure as a defendant at my trial, and just having to go through the motions under pressure instead of practicing ahead of time. I'll try to practice as best I can with what AI can suggest for how to do this, but how it's actually going to go can be different. I wish I had control of my evidence, because I think I could just hand over a thumb drive to the clerk, and you know what, just tell them to find the files. It'll be so stupid. To be able to control it myself and just go through it would be a lot easier, but instead the clerk has to have control over the media, the digital media. So you gotta, I think I gotta tell them what files to pull up, and there's gonna be a lot of miscommunication. So that's not gonna be any fun to deal with. And also, I was thinking about strategy with the witnesses on the witness stand. I was thinking, even just simple things, even the little things, like the witness stand being in this city courthouse, the witness stand is to the left of the judge and right in front of the prosecutor. The prosecutor seems to favor using the side where the witness is testifying. So I'm like, when I ask my questions, I'm asking in a crossways pattern, in interacting with the witness. And I think I would rather be facing them more directly, like what the prosecutor is able to do. And I'm not exactly sure all courtroom layouts, but there can be advantages to placement in different ways. Some courtrooms have a podium at the center. Remember, that was the way it was in McCracken County or Paducah, Kentucky. They got the podium for the defendants to walk up to, which is right in the center. And then the tables on the left and to the right for one side prosecution, the other side defense. In the city court, it's just one big table, and the prosecutor takes one side, the defendant takes the other side. But it's all one big long table. They're not separate tables. And I think I want to practice standing up when I ask my questions or object. It's stuff to think about. It's supposed to be about that professionalism, decorum, and I think it's good for just getting the blood flow going too. If this is going to be a long trial, I got a lot of questions to ask, and I don't think I want to be sitting for 6 hours through all of that like last time, 6 or 7 hours, because I'm going to have some more things prepared to allow this to allow my questions to move forward in a smoother pattern. The previous questions I asked were getting objected to a lot, and even the AI is objecting to those questions quite a bit. So I can understand, as part of the process, there's certain ways to ask questions. And I was more accusatory and asking the cops to draw a conclusion and then use a gauge to weigh the levels of suspicion and all of that. And I'm stepping away from that and asking very different questions than that. Although I think I do have some questions from the first trial, but I think it'll go differently this time. And I'm pulling from different sources on the questions, and really trying to hone in on questions that are less likely to be objected to. But I mean, there are some that I just don't really know if they'd be objected to or not. It's just kind of up to the prosecutor and the judge to see how they want to deal with the questions. But I have a lot of them, and once again, a lot of these questions are about finding out for the first time what the cop or librarian are thinking, and that is unfortunate that we have to work that way. I'd rather be finding out things for the subsequent time. I'd rather not be finding out for the first time, finding out and actually knowing what to expect of the type of answer. I'm asking questions. I'll be asking some questions where I really don't know for sure what the answer is going to be. I hope it's going to go one way, and it could turn out to go the other way, and it's just a city level trials for you, that they say you don't have a right to see the police policies, training records, discipline records, no depositions. Find it all out at that first trial for the first time. Then you appeal, and then you're more prepared for the second trial. That's the way it is in Louisiana, and that's the way it is in Wisconsin too. I'm also forming questions for that trial, but that's further down the road. I'm getting more training at researching questions for Natchitoches here, and then I can apply some of those lessons to Wisconsin. And it's not like I have to be a real expert for each state now, because the AI just finds case law pretty easily for any state. So it's just not a big deal to have to dig through court records to dig through case law, read up on the cases. That's what I did in past states like North Dakota. I read so many different cases, a lot of them that had nothing to do with my resisting arrest charge. But I was just reading and trying to find anything that could help, and I don't have to do that so much now. I can stick with the facts of my case and then plug them in to the AI, and the AI just finds cases that are related. And I could do several AIs too. I could do Copilot, Claude, Google Gemini, ChatGPT. Maybe there's others out there. And then just kind of ping off of them, get ideas from all the different sources. Mostly I've been focusing on Gemini and ChatGPT though. I'm actually paying for those services just simply because of this case, these criminal cases. I don't think I would normally. I wouldn't want to pay for these AIs if I didn't have these cases. So they're actually accounts that I have because of my legal problems, and I probably would just only use the free versions if I didn't have my legal problems. So, it's quite the experience. So yeah, I'm preparing, and there's things to think about, things to plan for, and try to anticipate. But yeah, I think just building up on my knowledge of for the trial, all the facts and questions and background and all of that is the foundation for preparation. And then I got to write things down because the judge doesn't allow electronics into the courtroom. I might be lucky if he allows me to bring in my thumb drive, but I got to keep the computers away from me. So the bag with my computers, I got to be like he prefers them, I think, to be outside the courtroom, so that I'm separated from my computers, and I got to have everything written down on paper, and I'm starting that, and I'm trying to arrange the papers so that I can keep track of them. But all those papers, I want to safeguard as well. I can't be letting the cops look through them, as I was told what happened at my first trial. They're dirty like that. They want to. They're so secretive about the smallest things in their own organizations, but I mean that's because they are dirty and will try to spy on other people's own documents and stuff. So they just don't play a fair game. And I mean, I'll probably be found guilty again, but I'm gonna put up my fights at least. I'm gonna put up the biggest fight I can, a bigger fight than the first trial at least.